I'm 15 years old, and I attend school in the Easton Area School District. And today I'll be presenting to you under the category of dramatic interpretation of prose. The author of my piece is Joshua Bennett. He's a poet, author, and a rapper, and he's a 24-year-old graduate of the University of Penn, where he double majored in African Studies and English with minors on history and Spanish. He wrote this piece to perform for President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama at their first ever spoken word event, held at the White House in 2009. They asked him to write about communication, so he chose to write about his relationship with his older sister Tamara and how he chose to deal with her deafness in communicating through American Sign Language. Although my brother is able to hear, I identified with this piece because of the love I have for him. Mr. Bennett believes that deafness is not the absence of hearing. It is simply hearing in a completely different way. And now for Tamara's Opus by Joshua Bennett. Tamara has never listened to hip-hop. She's never danced to the rhythm of raindrops, and she's never fallen asleep to a chorus of chirping crickets. All she knows is silence. A lonely Long Island apartment as quiet as a premature infant dying before it takes its very first breath. You see, she has been deaf for as long as I've been alive. And ever since the day when I first turned 5, and I realized that my sister could not sing happy birthday, like all of my other friends and family. And I wondered why things had to be this way. But my father told me that there was nothing wrong with Tamara, and that God just makes some people different. And at that moment, those 9 letters felt like hammers, swung gracefully by unholy hands to shatter my stained glass innocence into shards that can never be pieced back together or do anything more than sever the ties between my sister and I. So I decided to deny it and to treat the condition as if it didn't exist, in hopes that her deafness would dissipate in time, that I would one day wake and her attention would be mine. If I only shouted her name loud enough, I waited and was patient numberless years, anticipating the moment her ears would open like lotuses and allow my sunlight sentences to seep through into her insides and appeal to her self-conscious mind to make her remember all of those conversations we must have had way back in heaven before God handpicked us to be sibling souls centuries ago. I still remember her 20th birthday, readily recall my awestruck 11-year-old eyes as I watched deaf men and women of all ages dancing to the vibrations of speakers booming so loud that I imagined angels chastising us for interrupting their worship in such beautiful blasphemy. Until you've seen a deaf girl dance, you know nothing of passion. These people knew my sister in ways I never could. They shared a common struggle that outweighed whatever fickle traces of my father's blood actually ran within our veins. There was a barricade between us that I never took the time to destroy, nor even thought for a moment to pick up a book and learn the sign for sister, for family, for goodbye, I will see you again. So someday, remember the face of me. It is only now I see that I was never willing to put in the extra effort to love her properly. So as the only person in my family who is not fluent in sign language, I decided to take this time to apologize to Tamara. I am sorry for my silence. For the blank stare in my eyes when you and Dad would make jokes that caused volcanic laughter to erupt from your insides. and burn the cover off of the foolish pride that has allowed me to pass you notes for all of these years, instead of simply coping with the fact that you will never hear and love you for the way you were made. True love knows no frequencies, and so I will use these hands to speak volumes that can never be contained within the boundaries of sound waves. I will shout at the top of my fingertips and relay these mental messages directly to your soul. True love knows no frequencies. Now I know that there is no poem that they can make up for all the time that we've lost. So please, if you can, just listen. As I play you a symphony made on the strings of my heart, made for no other ears on this earth but yours, Tamara. Once again, my name is Tyra Watson, and I'm a proud member of the Easton Area Chapter of the Pennsylvania Orators.